I'm definitely honored to be in that situation and position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's gonna be a hell of a night come September 13th. No, it definitely don't matter. You know, the odds can't fight for him, so you know it is what it is.
Terence Crawford has recently given a warning to Canelo Alvarez ahead of their forthcoming fight on September 13th. On the other hand, Virgil Ortiz believes Terence Crawford will be unable to defeat Canelo Alvarez due to size and weight differences, noting that Crawford is moving up 3 weight classes to face one of boxing's finest. Ortiz commended Crawford's knowledge and skill, but believes Canelo's strength, stature, and sharpness give him the advantage. He cited Canelo's check hook against Berlanga as proof that he still possesses outstanding timing. Ortiz said Crawford has a chance, but if he wins, he will become Ortiz's all-time #1 fighter.
But if he beats Canelo, he'll be like my #1 fighter of all time.
You don't think Crawford beats Canelo?
I don't think so. And look, hear me out. I respect Crawford and everything that he's doing, but he just moved up from 147, so I'm just gonna treat him as a 147 pounder. He's jumping up 3 weight classes to fight someone who was like the #1 fighter in all of boxing. You know, the jump would be hard, even if it was just like some top 10.
Right, yeah.
You know,
Bud, would you say he's a very smart fighter?
Yes.
Very calculated,
Yes.
right? Don't you think that maybe he sees something that most people aren't seeing?
I think he does, but the thing is he gonna be able to even like to capitalize on it? Because he's a smaller fighter, and look, I think people are thinking at the aspect of, can Crawford do it? Yes, I think he can do it.
Furthermore, Showbiz, the adult, explained why Terence Crawford continually mentions Ricky Burns, emphasizing the importance of that bout. He added that even when many felt fighters, like Madrimov, were too clever, Crawford simply boxed and handled them. According to Showbiz, Crawford always exploits his natural abilities, such as timing and reflexes, to land clean shots, but he frequently gets hit during exchanges. He reminded viewers that Crawford was downed by Mean Machine, rocked by other fighters such as Gamboa, and caught by Sean Porter. He chastised those who believe Crawford will fight differently today, claiming he is 38 and still the same warrior. Terence Crawford will always remain Terence Crawford.
A reason why Crawford always brings up Ricky Burns, because of this.
Burns needs to knock him out of that. Body shot wasn't the best.
On this one, the previous one.
In there.
That's Crawford, y'all. That's Crawford. That's the same one against Madrimov that y'all said Madrimov was too tricky. He ain't too tricky. Just box. Terence Crawford, even if he starts off boxing, at the end of the day, he uses his natural gifts, his timing, his reflexes, and everything to land great shots on you. And he does it, bam, and he gets hit in the exchange all the time. Got dropped by a Mean Machine doing that. Madrimov was popping, Gamboa rocked him, Sean Porter was catching him because he throws his. And y'all keep saying, well, in this fight, he's going to be totally different. He's 38 years old. That's what he's been. Y'all like Terence Crawford won't be Terence Crawford. No, I'm expecting him to be Terence.
Terence Crawford, on the other hand, stated that he is honored to be able to share the ring with another great boxer, Canelo Alvarez, and guaranteed that September 13th would be a night to remember.
Definitely honored to be in that situation and a position to share the ring with another great. You know, it's going to be a hell of a night come September 13th.
Furthermore, when asked if Canelo Alvarez's criticized performance against William Skull gave him more confidence, Terence Crawford answered by noting out that his own last bout had also been critiqued, implying that both of them needed to improve. When asked about bringing an aggressive, explosive version of himself to the ring, Crawford simply replied, "That's why people need to watch the fight." He ended with a message for Canelo: "See you shortly."
His performance against William Skull, did you take more confidence from that fight?
A lot of people criticized my last performance, so, you know what I mean? We both need to step it up, I guess.
That's one from me, Terence. Obviously, we've seen Turkey Al-Sheikh mention no Tom and Jerry fights. You've said yourself you're going to put it on him, you're going to come for him. Do we see an explosive Terence Crawford that people won't have been expecting to see?
That's why you got to watch the fight so you can see.
I'll get a message to Canelo.
See you soon.
Furthermore, Brian Norman Sr. strongly backed Terence Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez, claiming that he has learned not to gamble against Crawford after previously losing money. Doing so, he now considers himself a believer, praising Crawford as a really skilled and cerebral fighter. After studying Crawford up close, Norman described him as a frightening presence in the ring with the type of boxing intelligence that enables him to win. He dismissed the notion that Crawford defeating Canelo was improbable, maintaining it is entirely possible given Crawford's skill set.
I got Crawford. I'm sorry. I'm about to say Canelo. Where'd that come from? I got Crawford, man. I learned to not bet against Crawford. I won't bet against Crawford again. I lost a lot of money betting against Crawford. So you know, those days of my life are over with. I've drunk the Kool-Aid.
You're a believer now.
I'm a believer now. Yeah. Crawford is that guy, man. Crawford is that guy. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, and you know, I've seen Crawford personally. I've seen him in the ring personally, and I mean, he a bad man. So I'm gonna have to say, just like with my son, I'm gonna have to say, just with the boxing IQ, with it's certain things, man. It's certain things. I think that Crawford's gonna figure out a way to win. I don't think this is so. I don't think for how some people are looking at this, I don't think it's so far-fetched that Crawford can beat him. I just don't see that so far-fetched as some people trying to make it.
Ryan Garcia stated that while great things can happen when two elite fighters square off, he does not see Terence Crawford defeating Canelo Alvarez. He said Crawford may show him wrong, but he feels the size difference will play a significant impact. Garcia, who has trained with Canelo, stated that Canelo is powerful enough to push stack heavyweights and that this is the first time in a long that Canelo will be the naturally larger man. He believes this will help Canelo to fight more freely and effectively. Garcia stated that, while he admires Crawford's abilities, he believes Canelo will prevail.
Two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out like Amir Khan style though.
Do you give Terence Crawford any chance to beat Canelo?
I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, you know, Crawford is a great fighter and he could surprise me. But right now where I would put my money is Canelo.
Coach Bernie expressed his confidence in Terence Crawford, claiming he believes Crawford will overcome Canelo Alvarez. He emphasized that the battle is not about how talented Canelo is, but rather how exceptional Crawford is. In his opinion, Canelo plays a minimal role in the story, while Crawford is the key protagonist. Bernie noted that this is Crawford's moment and that everything is in place for him to shine.
Well, Crawford, man, I'm so happy for him, and he gonna beat that boy, man. And like I say, it's not about how it's Canelo. It's about how good Crawford is. That's all this shit is about. It's about Crawford. It's the Crawford. He just a mere person in the story. You understand? If you write this story, man, he just a mere person in the story. And then it was this Canelo and this. That's all it is. But Crawford is the main character in the story. This shit was lined up for Crawford. It's about Crawford, man.
He also praised Canelo's previous accomplishments, but stated that a loss to Crawford would not diminish his reputation. Bernie believes Crawford will accomplish what others, including Arizali Lara, have failed to do. He stated that Crawford will maintain his position, deliver precise blows, and wear Canelo down. Crawford believes he is the superior fighter and is willing to prove it in the ring.
Canelo, he done his thing. He you know what I mean? He can't take nothing away from him because he loses to Crawford. Hell no. But you got to give Crawford enough stand because he going to do what Lara didn't do. He going to stand there and bust his ass up. He going to turn him up. Boy, that's what he going to do. He going to shout out to Lara, but I'm just saying, he going to do what them other guys didn't do. He going to him up, man. He going to fight that motherfucker, man. He going to beat Canelo's ass, man. And it is what it is. Canelo great, Bud just greater. That's it. Ain't no separation about that.
David Morell commented on Terence Crawford's matchup with Canelo Alvarez, calling it a difficult fight for Crawford and claiming that Canelo is too strong. He speculated that Crawford is taking the fight for financial reasons, but highlighted that the challenge is real. Morell emphasized Canelo's strength and how difficult he is to defeat. According to him, Crawford will have a difficult time winning, or even making it past the third round. He awarded Canelo a 60-40 advantage in the fight.
I say Crawford, but it's the crazy fight. It's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford. I know he can do it for the money, but it's too much. It's too much pound for Crawford, and Canelo is not easy. Canelo is stronger. It's difficult. It's difficult for Crawford to win the fight or to stay the win the third round. So, I say 60-40 for Canelo.
Crawford's head coach, Brian "Bo-Mac" McIntyre, expressed confidence that the team will win. He also stated that he is proud of Crawford and the entire team, since this is another significant moment in which the world can see why many people believe Crawford is the best pound-for-pound boxer today. Bo-Mac also noted that Terence Crawford is under no pressure going into the fight, since he always follows his own strategy. He stated that no matter what Canelo or anyone else says, Crawford is unaffected. Bo-Mac made it obvious that their training is based on a single game plan, and they are confident in their ability to execute it successfully.
Pressure on Terence, because Terence will fight the way that he's used to fighting. So by saying all that stuff that Turkey say or anybody else say, that doesn't bother Terence not one bit. We train for one way the way we're going to fight, and that's the way we're going to get the job.
Finally, Bo-Mac stated that fans will be surprised when Crawford rips Canelo apart. He explained that when Crawford adjusts to his greater weight, he becomes even more deadly. Bo-Mac believes his ease at the new weight will provide a significant advantage in the battle. Kenny Porter criticized the belief that Canelo Alvarez would easily defeat Terence Crawford as bullshit. He stated that he has known Crawford since his adolescence and has witnessed him overcome every hurdle, from national tournaments to global competitions. Kenny stated Crawford has a way of making difficult fights appear easy and reminded naysayers that the so-called nobodies he defeated were champions at the time. He finished by stating that he never bets against Crawford and always supports him.
That's total bullshit. That's total bullshit. See, because here's another thing where that's concerned. Bud has been a boxer since I first met him, he was like 13 years old. So Bud has been tested in national tournaments, Olympic trials, Pan Am Games. We were in Venezuela together in the Pan Am Games. He's been tested so many times along the way that when he got to the higher levels in professional boxing, he made it look easy. And a lot of times, the guys that he made it look easy against, those are probably the guys that Canelo are saying, oh, that's nobody, it's nobody. Nah, dude, that's who they put in front of me. That's who the champion was at the time, and I beat him. And just like Bud said, everybody that they put in front of him, he has beat him. I'll never bet against Bud.
Kenny,
you think Bud did him? I got Bud. I got Bud.
Kenny, you think?
I never bet.
Kenny also mentioned that neither Canelo nor Crawford feel pressured because they are built to handle it. He recalled Canelo facing Floyd Mayweather when he was only 21 or 22 years old, demonstrating his mental tenacity. Kenny described Crawford as cool and confident, showing no signs of nervousness. He believes both fighters are psychologically sharp and well prepared for the limelight.
Either one of these guys feel pressure. These are the guys that are built for pressure. So, Canelo stepped up against Floyd when he was 21, 22 years old. He was a kid. Nah, there's no pressure for Canelo, right? And as far as Bud, he cool as the other side of the pillow, man. He just, No, I know that personally. I know that personally. This dude is he's ice cold. Ain't nothing but, ice cold running through his veins. And so there's no pressure. And then on the other side of it, as far as, who's the guy that's better prepared for this? Each fight is different.
Finally, Kenny stated that this duel is unique since neither man has encountered someone quite like the other. He expects the early rounds to be cautious as both parties figure each other out. Canelo has the size, edge, and experience fighting at a higher weight. Kenny feels Crawford's adaptability will help him win. He described Crawford's ability to adjust during a fight as something unique that sets him apart.
Neither one of them has fought anyone like the other. This is the first time for either. So there's going to be a little fill out going on. And then I also expect that Canelo thinks, as he should, as if I was training Canelo, I should as well. I would feel the same way. He's got a size advantage, right? Even if Bud comes in at, the same weight, the size advantage goes to the man who's been comfortably fighting there for a long period of time, for a longer period of time. Give me a second, bro.
Sorry,
you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's that as well, but I think Bud overcomes that. He usually, with anyone he's in there with, he usually figures them out. He's got this little thing in his brain that figures out everybody's in there.
Manny Pacquiao believes the battle between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is a terrific matchup, but Canelo has an advantage. Because Crawford is gaining weight, he told Crawford to concentrate on maintaining and enhancing his speed and strength, pointing out how tough it is to jump to a heavier weight class while maintaining quickness. Pacquiao underlined the importance of speed and encouraged Crawford to work on his footwork, sharpness, and power.
Good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in higher weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve.
Furthermore, Colonel Moten stated that boxing fans would be treated to an incredible performance in the upcoming fight. He emphasized that the fight is fairly matched and that each boxer has a fair chance of winning. Moten also believes the competition will be highly intense and unpredictable, making it much more exciting to watch. Thurman stated that Canelo would fight like himself as usual, but the big question is how Crawford will handle moving up in weight. He emphasized that Crawford's success is dependent on his training, preparation, and ability to remain quick and agile. Thurman emphasized that Crawford should employ smart techniques such as jabs, feints, and angles. He mentioned how Charlo adjusted after being knocked down, employing movement and defense to restrict Canelo's strength. While smart defense does not guarantee a victory, it may help Crawford survive and adhere to the boxing rule of hitting without being hit.
Canelo is really, Canelo's going to be Canelo, man. He's really, I think all the variables lie on Crawford,
Absolutely.
Crawford is confident, but Crawford is outside of his zone. It's all about the training camp, the preparation, the extra weight, but still being agile, I believe that it's tactics and game plan. I hope he works behind that jab. I hope he works behind the feint, and I hope he uses small little angles and different things, almost like when Charlo got dropped, right? After he got dropped, he never got dropped again. And because he never got dropped again, there's evidence that a nice mover, keeping your hands up, you actually can not get hurt by Canelo. Now, that was not the keys to victory, because that was the keys of survival. But survival and tactics of not getting hit, the game of boxing is hit and not get hit.
Absolutely.
So to have the defense, to use the leg.
Abel Sanchez lauded both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez as clever and skilled boxers, but favored Canelo due to his size and defensive ability. He stated that Canelo has taken massive punches from strong opponents such as Gennady Golovkin, Dmitry Bivol, and Sergey Kovalev without exhibiting indications of weakness, demonstrating his ability to absorb power. Sanchez pointed out that Crawford gets hit more even at 150 pounds, and that no matter how fantastic Crawford looks or how much weight he gains, facing someone with Canelo's strength and girth is a very different task.
First of all, Terence Crawford is a great fighter, but so is Canelo. I think that, in my opinion, their IQ is similar, except Canelo doesn't get hit like Crawford gets hit. In my opinion, Canelo's a bigger man. Not that he started out as a bigger man, but he's now a bigger man. He has been hit by not only Gennady, who's one of the biggest punchers that I've ever seen, but he's also been hit by Bivol, by Kovalev, who's a big puncher. He's been hit by big guys. Crawford had a hard time with a 154-pounder who hit him often. So I think that no matter how much weight he puts on, no matter how how smart he thinks he is or how big he thinks he is, he's going to be getting hit by a truck.
Sanchez noted that Crawford might perform well in the early rounds, using his speed and timing to win a few rounds. Still, as the bout progresses, he expects Canelo's strength and experience to take precedence. Sanchez feels Canelo will settle in, start landing clean blows, and fight with greater control at the 6th or 7th round. Sanchez commended Canelo's upper body movement, head control, defensive awareness, and powerful punches, despite the fact that he moves his feet less. He believes Canelo will either stop Crawford late or win clearly on the scorecards, and Crawford's crew must be prepared to intervene if the fight becomes too one-sided.
I think that at the beginning, just like it was with Kell Brook and Gennady, at the beginning the speed and the talent will show in the fight. I think Canelo will lose 3 or 4 rounds at the beginning, but then once he starts pounding on him, as it's been for the last 6-7 fights of Canelo, after the 6th or 7th round, it's a sparring session for him. You know, he's just throwing bombs away and not caring about what they do to him. But he's got excellent defense. Unfortunately, his feet don't move as well as I would like for him to move them, but his upper body is just unbelievable. He slips punches very well. He's got great hands. He parries very well, and he lands big shots. He may not land as many, but he lands big shots that hurt. So I think Canelo stops him, or White decision at the end, and corner must think about Crawford's safety.
That's all for today's video. So, what are your feelings about this? What are your thoughts on the impending Canelo versus Crawford fight? We'd love to hear your comments on this. So leave your ideas in the comments box. And if you loved the video, please subscribe and like. Also, check out our other videos on the screen to the right.